Welcome back to this interesting session on Does God Exist? Now when we see, if you are from a science background, you see in physics, chemistry, in every subject we see there are laws. There are periodic laws, there are so many things, laws of mechanics, so there are laws of physical optics. And interestingly, in physics we see if you put a stick inside a glass of water, at the level of water, the stick appears as if it is bent. So we see the stick is bent, but we don't believe it. So that is the point here. So then we see there are laws of thermodynamics. So whenever they speak about thermodynamics, they say it is a law. Why I am stressing on law, I will tell you at the end. So there are thermodynamics law. So by this we arrive at the third proof. What is the third proof? Every law implies a lawmaker. The moment you see any law, understand that there is a lawmaker. That is the point here. So whether it is micro world or macro world, whether it is a Pindanda or Brahmanda, there are laws. Once we understand there is a law, it is understood that there is a law maker. So in the first proof, we understood for every urge, there is a fulfillment provided in the nature. The urge to worship someone, and the nature provides the fulfillment, and that is God. So in the second proof, we understood every creation implies a creator. We don't see anything in this world which is created or which is just come by chance. So every creation implies a creator. And in the third proof, we are discussing every law implies a law maker. Now, as I said, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. It is a law. Question: who made this law? Who is actually monitoring that sun has to rise in the east and set in the west? There should be someone who is actually maintaining or managing this law. I'll tell you another example. You take a mango seed and sow a mango seed, a mango tree comes, and what fruit we get from the mango tree? Orange. No, right? When you sow an orange seed, you get an orange tree, and what fruit we get? Pineapple. No. When you sow a mango seed, you get mango. When you sow an orange seed, you get orange. Who is making this law? That is the point. And when a man and woman come together, they get married and they come together, they unite, they beget, the wife becomes pregnant and she gives birth to a monkey. No, right? So when a man and woman come together, they get married, when they unite, they actually give birth to a baby, human being. It is a law. Who is making all these laws? Sun has to rise in the east, set in the west. When you sow a mango seed, mango tree should come and mango fruit should come. And man and woman come together, they have to beget a baby, human being. All these things are laws, the laws of this universe. As I said, every law implies a lawmaker. That means all these laws are also managed by a lawmaker. Who is that? That is God. That is the third proof. Now, two important fundamental questions actually are there in this entire world. What are these? Number one, what is the origin of this universe? How this entire universe actually came? Very important question. Second question, what is the purpose of this complicated universe? It is $1 million question. Unfortunately, in our schools and colleges, they are not teaching us anything about these subjects. So in schools and colleges, what we are learning? We are just learning information. And this information will not help us to create transformation in the heart. So that is why it is said education means, education word comes from the root word from Latin called educare. So educare means to nurture something. As I was saying, the seed doesn't have a tree inside it, but when you nurture the seed, that seed can actually become a big tree. So similarly, when the baby or when the small child is born, the child is born ignorant. But when it is educated, when it is nurtured very nicely, it actually develops and becomes a better person. So that is actually the meaning of education. So education should lead to transformation. But unfortunately, the current education system is not at all focusing on the transformation part, but they are just focusing on the information part. That is the point. So now we have absolutely no experience of any object or system coming about by chance. Boom, something created. No, we don't see any object like that. So then how and why we can assume that the entire universe with all its harmony, order and structured organization came about by chance? So there is no simple object, even a pencil, an eraser, nothing can come by chance, and we don't accept. If we say that yes, these things came by chance, we don't accept it, we laugh at it. But when it comes to the universe, we think that it has come by chance. Just some point, there was a bang, and from that bang the entire creation was made. Is it logical? So just think about it. That's why I always say, have you seen a complicated machine which came by chance and has no purpose in your life? You want time to think about it? Have you ever seen any complicated machine which has come by chance and has no purpose? I was just walking on the road, suddenly something appeared and I saw this, wow, this is a nice machine. And what is the purpose of this machine? No purpose. If you just observe, every object or everything which is made has a purpose. If you take a water bottle, it has a purpose to store water. If you take this remote, so there is a purpose for this remote. What is the purpose? I can use it to change the slides. And if you take a computer, the form is made in such a way that there is a purpose. The shirt, every object in this creation you see around you has a purpose. Nothing comes by chance. And even if something comes by chance and you cannot say it has no purpose, no, there has to be a purpose for every creation. That is the point. Now, how to understand that? That Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita very beautifully. Matta parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. If you have seen a pearl necklace, it's interesting, the pearl necklace looks very beautiful. All the pearls are strung very nicely and we appreciate the pearls, we appreciate the pearl necklace, but how many of us appreciate the sutra or the thread which is inside the pearls? And because of that sutra, that thread, all the pearls are together. So, and Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells that. What he tells? Mattaha parataram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. So, mayi sarvam idam protam sutre maniganaiva. Mattaha parataram nanyat. In everything I am there, I exist. How do I exist? I exist like how a thread exists in a pearl's necklace. Meaning, I am there, I am maintaining, I am holding the entire necklace, but nobody can see it. So that is the point. So how can our birth, beauty, intelligence only be random events? Hope you are getting my point. When you see, if you have heard from the beginning, we see there are laws which governs everything. Nothing happens by chance or randomly. Isn't there a law that govern all these things? Don't you think there are laws which govern all these things in this universe? Definitely it is there. So let us discuss this small analogy. So if you take a train, so there are so many bogies, fourth bogie, third bogie, second bogie, first bogie, and finally the engine. So if the train is moving, what are the cause or why the train is moving? There are different causes. Now fifth bogie is moving because the fourth bogie is pulling it, and fourth bogie is moving because the third bogie is pulling it. The third bogie is moving because the second bogie is pulling it, and the second bogie is moving because the first bogie is pulling it, and the first bogie is moving because the engine is pulling it. So the point here is, for everything there are different causes, different levels of causes. And what are the cause? There is immediate cause, there is remote cause, and there is ultimate cause. So these are the three causes. So the fourth bogie is the remote cause, and the immediate cause for the second bogie to move is the first bogie. But for all the bogies to move, the ultimate cause is the engine. Thank you very much.